Good Monday morning, everyone. Welcome to First 15 at 8:15. This is Rich. Thank you so much for being here. Hope you had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Interesting time. Hope you have an exciting and successful life every single day and every single weekend. All right. Real Estate Grad School, improving the lives of real estate agents. That's what we're about. Welcome to our First 15. We do these 15-minute webinars every weekday, Monday through Friday. I do nearly all of them myself live. We cover the full range of topics in real estate. Right now, this month, we're working on the topic of everything listings, and today we're going to continue talking about price reduction. And Mondays we have open to everyone, so please invite all your friends to join us on Mondays and get a taste of what Real Estate Grad School is all about. So let's get going. Everything listings, that's our topic for the month of February. And today we're going to continue talking specifically about pricing right and price reductions. But as we've come to be in the habit of doing, we're going to start by talking about mastering time management and organization once and for all. And you do that by having a good general schedule for your day, so that every day you start with planning your day, thinking, and all of a sudden thoughts will come in. It's like, oh my gosh, I didn't do that, or thoughts will come in. And that's good. You want that happening every day so that they never become panic thoughts, and soon you get complete control over them. Then in your home office or your company's office, you do all the office work you can do first thing in the morning. Computer work, phone work, prospecting, preparing for appointments, everything that can be done in the office is done in the office. At some point you break for lunch, but perhaps before you do that, you start any field work, previewing houses in your farm, previewing houses for buyers, or just previewing houses to know the inventory, showing, inspections, dropping in on people, whatever you do in the field. And then as you get into the afternoon, the early evening, appointments, listing appointments, buyer appointments, negotiating, etc. That's your general daily schedule. During the 10 minutes of planning, you're going to do four things. You're going to prioritize your activities. You're going to look at what prospecting contacts you have. You're going to remind yourself of your goals, and you're going to strengthen your resolve and your attitude to stay positive and successful throughout the day. So each day of the week, we reinforce a little piece of that. We have a tool called the Daily Organizational Checklist. As a coaching client, you can always request these. This is the latest version. I think the latest version is dated January 28th, for those of you who may be using these ongoing. And we focus on a particular part of that. Today, as I said, we're focusing on knowing your goals. So you just simply want to know, what is your new client appointment goal for the week? New client appointment goal. So how many new clients do you plan to have an appointment with this week? For most of you, you will exceed your goals if you have just one or two each week. Do you have them scheduled for this week? What is your under contract sales goal for February? Under contract. So what amount, how many hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars of houses are you going to put under contract this month? What have you put under contract so far? How much of your goal is left, and where will it come from? What's your listing goal for this week? How many this month? How many listings will you take this month? How many have you taken already? How many are left, and where will they come from? And then, because we're in real estate and most closings are 30, 45, 60 days out, your income for February is already done. It's already fixed. What's your income going to be by the end of February? What closings do you have? What closings do you have for March? For many of you, March is already over in terms of income. Whatever you're going to earn, it's already on the books, because anything you sell now is likely to close in April if you have 60-day closings. So those are simple goals that I want you to be aware of all the time. And once a week at least, we remind you of that. So once again, keep your daily schedule, but let's get into our topic of February, which is everything listings. And we talked about a listing presentation structure. And I'm going to show you there's 11 steps in this listing presentation structure. We've gone over this many times, so I'm not going to go over it now. There are 11 steps, and we're going to focus on these 3 steps in the next day or two. We're going to focus on the end of presenting your marketing plan. You've shown the seller everything you're going to do to get their house sold for the highest possible price. So you've built rapport. As a matter of fact, if we go to the previous page, at the very bottom, number 5, you've built rapport. And then you've built rapport makes them like you. You've found things in common. You ask questions that show your interest. You smiled. You've made eye contact. You've listened attentively. They know you're connected. They know you care. They like you. That's important. People have to like you and trust you before they'll they may do business with you without liking you and trusting you, but everything goes so much better, and you get so many more referrals when they do like you and trust you. So that first stage of building rapport is about making sure that they're connected with you, they like you. Then when you present your marketing plan, they trust you. And then, now that they like you and trust you, it's safe to present market value and recommend price. And that's what we're going to talk about right now. And then you close that by reviewing the seller's net sheet, showing them at a conservative price what they're going to put in their pocket, and asking them if that will take them where we want to go. And I think we're going to cover more of that tomorrow. But for today, we're going to talk about the process, the script, if you will, when you have just finished your marketing plan, and you say to them, do you have any questions for me about, all the work we do, and some of it takes your cooperation, to get your house sold and closed? Do you have any questions? Is there any more that you were expecting an agent to do to get your home sold for the highest price? Is there anything I left out that you were anticipating? Any more internet marketing? Anything else? Any other type of promoting your house that you were expecting? Other kind of communication, because you've covered all this in your marketing plan. So actually, by asking these questions and having them say no, you're really reinforcing for them that you've really laid out a marketing plan that covers everything. And if they tell you something that you didn't cover, hallelujah, that's great, because now you can make sure that you assure them that you're going to do the thing that's important to them. So then you ask, can you see how all this really gives us the best chance of getting your home sold as quickly as possible and for the highest possible price? So after you've presented your marketing plan, before you even present price, they're agreeing that what you've shown them and you can help them get their house sold the way they want it sold, at the highest price and in the time frame they want. So then you say, all right, let's talk about the market value and the initial price that you choose. Now get that language. Let's talk about the market value and the initial price that you choose. Did you already have a price or a price range in mind? Now, some percentage of the time, you're going to get the answer, well, that's what we called you over for, and that's fine. So that's great. I'm going to go over that with you right now. But when you get an idea of what they have in mind, it's very helpful to you. So then you explain that the value of their house is determined when a buyer makes an offer that's acceptable. That you don't name the value, you don't name the price, okay? The value, the real market value, you recommend, you indicate what market value should be, but real market value occurs when somebody makes an offer that's acceptable. And your job, you as the agent, your job is to use all your education and all your experience and all the tools you have to help discover what would be the best price to recommend, the price that you believe will attract the highest possible end value, end price for their home. And yours is only a recommendation, so you're going to go over that with them. But the actual decision about the asking price, and any price adjustments that they may need, that may need to be made later if the house isn't sold within 3-4 weeks, will be up to them. So your job, and you're very good at it, is to market the value and get the seller the highest possible price. And whether that price is $479, $379, or $279, the market will tell us. One thing you know is that if anybody can get them the highest price, it's you. Now let's talk about what the market's indicating the price could be, and let's have them choose an initial asking price. So you might say to them, once I recommend a price, then your job is to select the initial asking price. Whatever price range you choose, I'm confident that my work will get you the highest possible price. So now let's look at the market facts. I'll make a recommendation. Then you can choose what price you want to put it on the market for to get started. How does that sound? So you just want to be really clear that your job is to recommend a price, that the sellers control the price. And then when you're done saying that, you say to them, so do you want to put it on the market at the price I recommend, or do you want to put it on the market for something higher or lower than that? So you're closing them on agreeing with you with regard to price. They say, no, we would want more than that. No problem. You're going to get the listing if you want it at some price with them. Now people say, but Rich, they'll always choose a higher price. First of all, that's not true. very often, when you've presented your marketing plan strongly, when you've proved your credibility and they trust and they like you, they will agree with you on price. Or you can negotiate closer. But even if they want a higher price, and if you choose to take the listing for that higher price, you've created such a strong relationship of confidence and trust that you're going to be able to eventually sell the house at the price that will make it saleable. So, show the seller that you've worked long and hard to prepare your price recommendation. Then present your research and present your CMA. Show that you have confidence in your CMA, that you've looked at every house that's sold for sale in their neighborhood or expired in their neighborhood. You've driven by them. You know them at least superficially. You've reviewed them. You've hand-selected your CMA houses, and that's what you're showing them. You have confidence in it, and then you clearly recommend a price and remind them that they can take your recommended price or not. Whatever initial asking price they choose, you are completely confident that your efforts will get them the highest possible price, whether that price will bring it or whether another price will bring it later. So regarding price, and what I'm emphasizing here, if you can't tell already, is the fact that you are clear with them that they control the price, but you have the expertise to get the house sold for the highest price and to make the best recommendations. You know, a doctor, God forbid, tells a person that they are ill and it's a serious illness. I would hope the doctor's not insulted to get a second and third opinion. As a matter of fact, I would hope the doctor encourages it. If they're a confident doctor, if they're confident in themselves and their work, if they're the best they can be, they would do that. So regarding price, you have two jobs. You tell them, I have two jobs: to market your property and get you the highest possible price, and to do what I've done here, the research, to provide you with all the best, provide you with the best recommendation of an initial asking price, a recommendation that you believe will get them the highest price. So this is a document that I'm going to give you today, those of you who are coaching clients and those of you who are not. This is going to be your resource material for the day. It will be posted in about half an hour at realestategradschool.com under Coaching and First 15. You can open today's webinar, and this will be your resource material. If you can't find it for any reason, just call us, whether you're a coaching client or not, and we'll be glad to send it to you. So these are 9 tips on pricing and price reduction. Number 1, invest the time to make an accurate, confident price recommendation. And we have something called the 8 steps of an accurate CMA that you might want to use. So invest the time. Don't just stick the address and some details in the computer and use the CMA there. Man, get out on the street, drive by the houses, so that when you're talking to the seller, you know more than they do about the houses for sale and the houses sold in their neighborhood. Now, when you have a unique property, truly unique, it's really a lot larger than the ones in the neighborhood, a lot smaller, a lot larger lot, a lot more modern. If it's truly unique, then you don't offer a price, you use a pricing strategy, and that's a topic for another time. Now, number 3, set the stage at the listing presentation for a marketing update meeting. If the house is still for sale in 3 weeks, schedule a time right at your listing presentation to review all the marketing, review the feedback, and make any adjustments that may need to be made. Now, they may be alert and say, well, you just want to reduce the price. Say, I won't only discuss it if 2 things. First, if the house is still on the market 3 weeks from now. And second, if you and I have both done everything we can possibly do to get it sold, and that looks like the only strategy left. Does that sound fair? Number 4, use pricing visuals. Use the 6 reasons a house sells house. Use the pricing message. Use the Gary Tritz visual. Use that visual that shows that a house that's on the market after price reductions will sell for less than it would if it didn't have price reductions. Use any visual and any tool that you possibly have. Communicate at least weekly on schedule to earn the right to get a price reduction. And then develop a price reduction presentation. Now, these last 3 rules are interesting. Number 7, the agent does not have a price. The owner owns the price. It's the owner's price. Number 8, if it's not sold after 3 weeks, if it's a normal house and it's not sold after 3 weeks of normal marketing, it is not a good price. You should avoid saying to the seller, it's a good price ever, until it's sold. The only thing that makes it a good price is a buyer pays the price. Your job is to advise on price, and then if you choose to take the listing, your job is to market the property and get the highest price possible. The owner always chooses and owns the price. It is a secret about pricing that will put you in enormous control. So your recipe for success today, and those last 2 slides, those 9 tips, are today's resource material available to everyone. If you found these valuable, reread today's pricing tips 9 times. Go over them 9 times. Think of them, challenge them, discuss them with other agents, discuss them with your broker. Get on our live call and discuss them with us. Okay? If you found them valuable, reread them and internalize them. Read them 9 times. And if you're a coaching client, we have a live call today, right now at 8:30 and again at 11:30. And if you're not a coaching client, man, call us to talk about our group coaching program. It's only $49 a month. It is more tools, more coaching, more support than any other program anywhere near the price. And you can save a couple $100 by paying for the year in advance. It is not a year-long commitment. You pay $49 and a $99 startup fee, and you're done, unless you want to continue. And that pays for all the tools for a full month. Or if you want to go ahead and make the commitment, you can save a couple $100. So hug the ones you love. Tell lots of your friends about Real Estate Grad School. Hope that you are, no, the 8:30 and 11:30 calls aren't quite the same. The 8:30, because there's different people asking different questions. It's truly a live call. It's not like a webinar like this. There's truly like interaction back and forth. So they're different. There's far fewer people on the 11:30 call, so there's a lot more private time as well. Thank you, Doug. And Gary Tritz is the trainer at Stark Real Estate in Wisconsin, and he provided that great tool for us. So enough for now. I'm running a few minutes late. I'll be on the live call right away. Hug the ones you love. Make a great day. Make a sale. Call us if you want to hear about coaching. Be well. Bye.